So it's starting to get to that time where you had to be thinking, fall is coming up. I need to start figuring out what my fall rotation is going to be. But I'm sure as you're aware, it can be pretty hard to go from wearing fresh, citrus-based fragrances and diving straight into the sweet, heavier fall and winter fragrances. It's a pretty big change and it can be hard to get used to. So today I'm going to be going over 10 fragrances that are really transitional fragrances, and you hear me talk about this all the time in a lot of my reviews. When I'm featuring certain fragrances, I'll say that, hey, this is a transitional fragrance, a fragrance that can be used either in spring or fall. Those are kind of the transitional seasons. However, I'm going a little bit more specific. Obviously, yes, these are going to be for fall because it's a transitional season, but these are also going to be great for that in-between between the end of summer and the beginning of fall. So really, these are going to be great fragrances to help ease you in to wearing cooler weather stuff and helps ease you in to the cooler weather in general. It is still pretty hot here where I live, but we do have a cold front coming in, and I do think here pretty soon it's going to start cooling off a little bit. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys so you can start coming up with a few fragrances to help get you into that fall rotation. So if you like videos like this, make sure you get subscribed down below, and also check the description box so that way you can pick up any of these fragrances online. Let's go ahead and get into it. First fragrance up, we have Mugler Pure Malt. So to be honest with you guys, this one isn't as sweet as you may think it is. It still is going to be something on the sweeter side, right? This is not a summer freshie, but you'll find that this one has a lot of fruitiness with that malt note, hence the name, very much listed as a prominent note in here. You'll find that overall this one is a bit more fresh compared to something like, for example, Pure Havane from Terry Mugler. That one is very sweet, the honey tobacco scent. This one you'll find is much lighter, fresher, and easier to pull off. But when you smell it, it does smell great, and it's a great one to help start getting you to ease into your fall rotation. Up next, we have 1 Million Lucky by Paco Rabanne. What I find interesting about this one is that this one is fresher than you may think as well. When you look at the notes, you'll see some interesting things here. I believe there's like plum, honey, notes that you would think would make this fragrance pretty sweet, but when you actually smell this one, what I get is a lot of a fruitiness, like a fruity, fresh, clean type of smell, like almost like clean linens, and some aldehydes, and I do get some of those sweeter notes in the base and dry down, but I find overall just how this one is composed is fresher than you may think, and is definitely fresher than something like the original 1 Million Privé. So I think that makes this fragrance perfect for starting to kind of ease your way into your fall rotation. Once you really get into fall, then something like 1 Million or 1 Million Privé would work great, but this one really kind of helps get your foot in the door if you're trying to get used to the fall rotation. Now, let me ask you this. I'm sure you do the majority of your fragrance shopping online, and let's be real, right now, who doesn't? I mean, it's really hard to go out and go to department stores and try things and do it with all this craziness that's going on. So I would say the majority of us are doing all of our shopping online, and it's important to protect yourself when you're online. Guys, we spend on average of 6 to 7 hours a day on our phones, on the internet. Yeah, seriously, like a lot of time we spend on the internet, and that puts your personal data at risk. You guys got to invest in a good VPN, and the best part about a VPN is that they're not expensive. People shy away from this and put this off all the time, but you can get an affordable VPN like our sponsor Surfshark that's going to offer you a bunch of features at a very low price. And what's so crazy about this to me is that they're more than just simply a VPN. They give you so many different features, one of which is Netflix. Okay, you're probably thinking, what does that have to do with the VPN? But here's an example. You can actually set your location to different countries on Netflix, so that way you can watch some of your favorite shows that are blocked on the US version of Netflix. You can now watch them. So for example, some of my favorite shows like Family Guy, Prison Break, The Hobbit are all blocked on the US version of Netflix, but with Surfshark, you can change your location, and now you can stream these shows on Netflix right from your home in the US. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied, they got your back. Surfshark is also fully unlimited. You can use Surfshark on as many devices as you want, all even at the same time. There is absolutely no other VPN on the market that will allow you to have unlimited devices. The list of benefits goes on, and guys, the best part about this is I have an 85% off discount code for you. This is code CHAOSF. Again, CHAOSF will get you 85% off and plus an additional 3 months completely for free. You're getting 85% off and an additional 3 months completely for free, all by using my code CHAOSF. That link will be the first link at the very top of the description. If you want to check it out and protect your online data, now's the time to do it. And now that you got your new VPN installed, go ahead and get online, keep ordering your fragrances and not have to worry about your data being breached. Up next, Givenchy Gentleman Boisee. This stuff, in my opinion, is perfect for a transitional fragrance. At first, I was a little bit not too sure what to think about this one. I wasn't all that impressed as it started to dry down when I was initially testing it, but I've really come around to this one and I do see uses where I could see myself wearing this one, and I don't think it's quite as bad of a release as maybe some people are saying or even that I initially thought when I first tried this one. A nice, slightly fresher take on Givenchy Gentleman EDP. Still get the iris in here, but it's overall a bit more wearable and tamed back. Moving along, we have Stronger With You Freeze by Emporio Armani, the new release, and this one has hit discounters, will be linked down below as well. This stuff is honestly really, really good. Now, what I told you in my video dedicated to this fragrance is, yes, this one is Stronger With You Freeze. It is a fresher version of this DNA, but it's still not a summer fragrance. It's still not a citrus summer fragrance. It's still that DNA, which is pretty sweet. It's just lighter and fresher. And that makes this one perfect for the transitional time because, in my opinion, once we really get into fall and into winter, I'm going to be rocking Stronger With You Intensely and even the original Stronger With You. I find that this one's a great gateway to ease you into the other Stronger With You fragrances once it gets a bit cooler out. Moving along, we have Versace Eros Flame. This one is honestly not too bad. You still do get that original Eros DNA in here, the original Eros EDT DNA, which is very much well known at this point, and I'm sure everyone can identify what that smells like blindfolded without even having to think about it. It's a very popular scent for good reason. It does smell really good. But I find Eros Flame to be not quite to that extreme. You know, the original Eros is very minty, bubblegummy, and youthful. This one still does share some of those characteristics, and it's not a grown-up, mature scent, but I do find it to be not quite as youthful and maybe super sickly sweet and bubblegummy as the original. It's a bit more aromatic. It's got a nice orange top note in the opening, which when used in a way like it is here and a lot of other fragrances, it smells really good and often kind of elevates just the perceived quality of the scent. I think this one's great, and it's a great one to work your way into fall. Once we get there, original Eros will probably be in my rotation more, but this one's a nice way to ease into it. Moving along, we have Armani Code A-List, another one utilizing that nice orange note like we talked about just a second ago with Eros Flame. Orange and tonka bean, a fantastic mixture here. It's that Armani Code DNA, but with a little bit of a freshness, a little bit of a tweak on it. Again, something like Armani Code Absolute and Armani Code Profumo. Those are going to be stashed away for heavy rotation this fall and winter. Trust me, I can't wait to wear those, but just to kind of ease myself into it, Armani Code A-List is the way to go. Let's keep it going here. Up next, we have Mancera Hindu Kush. So this one is honestly really, really, really good. Every time I smell it, I'm like, man, like, why don't I wear this more? Why don't I talk about this one more? Because it smells great, and I swear it gets better every time I smell it. I think that's just me going a while with not smelling it, and then I come back to it because I kind of forget about it. I'm like, ooh, that's good. This is really good. It's not quite what you think, all right? You see the Kush name, and you see the cannabis note, and you're instantly thinking, okay, you know, I don't know. But I can tell you it's not really all that strong at all. Mostly what I'm getting from this one is a nice patchouli, a lot of spices, and woods. That's just the majority of it here. It's a very masculine scent, very mature, great quality, really good, strong performance, and again, is a really nice transitional one. Still has a little bit of a freshness and like a green type of smell from the patchouli in here and the cannabis, but it also has some woods and spices, which I would equate with a fall scent. So this one really would be good for spring or fall transitional, but I think here for this video, just kind of easing into fall, Hindu Kush would be a great option. Moving along, we have Lacoste L'Homme Intense. in my opinion, a fantastic scent. And would you know, another one that utilizes orange to a really, really good way. This one just smells so nice, a nice creamy orange and rhubarb in here. Simply a stronger version than the original Lacoste L'Homme. I like them both. This one's a little bit more depth, just a little bit sweeter, but I do prefer it overall just because you do get better performance than the original EDT, and so most of the time I'm going with Lacoste L'Homme Intense. I think it's the best bang for your buck in terms of getting good performance and a nice composed scent. Moving along, we have Azzaro Chrome Pure, another fantastic scent right here, guys. This one is a bit sweeter. So normally Azzaro Chrome flankers are going to be very, very fresh, but this one you'll find has some tonka bean, it's got some woods, and it also does have, I didn't even plan this one, a nice orange top note. So you'll find that this one still does have a freshness, like a fresh Azzaro Chrome-esque DNA, but a nice creaminess as well. And that creaminess is coming from that orange and tonka bean mixture that's been done hundreds of times. I mean, let's be real, a lot in this list has that. Chanel Allure Homme Sport Extreme has that and has really kind of popularized that, you know, at least one of the fragrances that has. And this one has it too. It does smell nice. And again, most of the other Azzaro Chromes going to be great for the blazing hot summertime, but this one kind of not so much. It's kind of for when it's starting to cool off. You're not into fall yet, but you're almost there. This is a great one for that time. Finally, last up, we have Prada L'Homme Intense, a nice leather version of the original Prada L'Homme, the nice soapy clean scent. This one still does maintain that original DNA, kind of soapy clean freshness, but again, with the increased leather, some of the other sweeter notes in here that are kind of brought up to the surface, whereas the original kind of focused on the citrus, the iris. This one brings up some other notes kind of from below and focuses on those a little bit more. Just some of the base notes that are buried in the other one is kind of brought up to life here, making it great for when it's starting to get a little bit cold out. So guys, that's pretty much going to do it for me. That was 10 great transitional fragrances when we're just starting to get into fall a little bit. These are going to be the ones you want. And again, I do want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring this video. With everyone being at home, with everyone being on the internet now more than ever because we can't really go out and do anything, now's the time to protect yourself on the internet. Guys, seriously, take it serious. If you have your banking info and your passwords and just all these important documents saved on your phone and on your computer, you have to make sure you protect that stuff. You don't want to deal with any sort of fraud or identity theft or anything like that. The fact that you can get this VPN for so cheap with my 85% off coupon code CHAOSF and an additional 3 months completely for free, it's a no-brainer. Make the move to protect yourself on the internet. Hit the link down below and check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe by installing Surfshark VPN. Stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.